A profound shift is underway in South Asia as Bangladesh, home to 170 million people, redefines its global role. For years, Bangladesh balanced ties with India and China, but that balance is now tipping toward Beijing. The evidence is everywhere: new power plants, bridges, and digital networks, most built with Chinese investment. This transformation began over a decade ago, when Bangladesh, desperate for electricity, turned to China for help. What started as energy deals evolved into a deep strategic partnership, fundamentally altering the region's geopolitical map. Today, China's Belt and Road Initiative is woven into Bangladesh's development strategy, expanding from energy to transportation and telecommunications. Bangladesh's leadership now openly prioritizes Beijing, while India watches with concern as its influence wanes. The stakes are high. Rapid modernization brings both opportunity and risk for Bangladesh and its neighbors. This story is a microcosm of a global trend. Economic and technological power now shape foreign policy and alliances. As China's influence grows, countries like Bangladesh face new opportunities and tough choices. This new reality will impact not just its own future, but the balance of power across the Indo-Pacific. The rewards are great, but so are the risks. The Bangladesh-China relationship was cemented with concrete, steel, and a shared vision for progress. A turning point came with the Moheshkhali coal-fired power plant, a joint venture that addressed Bangladesh's crippling blackouts. This project, financed by Chinese loans and advanced technology, became a symbol of trust and ambition. It wasn't just about electricity, it was about building a modern nation with foreign partnership. The plant's success set a template for future collaborations, with China providing both funding and expertise. Each new power plant and transmission line deepened China's role, paving the way for broader infrastructure and technology agreements. The energy sector became China's gateway into Bangladesh, establishing Beijing as a key development partner. These investments did more than light up homes, they built the foundation for a new strategic alliance. China's ability to deliver on promises made it indispensable to Bangladesh's growth. The partnership in energy set the stage for a sweeping transformation of the country's economy. This was the beginning of a relationship that would soon reshape the region's strategic landscape. In just a decade, China's role in Bangladesh has grown from isolated projects to a sweeping development partnership. Landmark projects like the Padma Bridge rail link and Karnafuli Tunnel have transformed connectivity and economic potential. The partnership now extends into high-tech fields, AI, 5G, and fintech, signaling a new era of integration. These collaborations are central to Bangladesh's Vision 2041, aiming for developed country status. By embracing Chinese technology, Bangladesh is modernizing its economy and preparing its workforce for the digital age. The relationship is framed as a win-win: rapid development for Bangladesh, strategic influence for China. In just over a decade, Bangladesh has moved from power shortages to building a modern, tech-driven economy. China is now the primary engine of Bangladesh's progress, reshaping its place in the world. As Bangladesh accelerates its partnership with China, India's influence is fading. India, once Bangladesh's closest ally, now sees Chinese investments in ports and infrastructure as a direct threat. Projects near sensitive areas like the Chicken's Neck corridor heighten New Delhi's security concerns. Diplomatic ties have cooled, with increased border tensions and less cooperation. India struggles to match China's scale and speed of investment, forcing a rethink of its regional strategy. The balance of power is shifting. India is now just one of several players vying for influence. Navigating this new reality will test India's diplomatic agility and economic strength. The game has changed, and India risks being left behind. Bangladesh's pivot is a wake-up call for New Delhi. 2025 marks a turning point. Bangladesh's foreign policy now openly favors Beijing. Interim leader Muhammad Yunus's high-profile visit to China signaled a clear break from the old balancing act. The timing, on the 50th anniversary of diplomatic ties, underscored the significance of this pivot. For Bangladesh, closer alignment with China means access to capital, technology, and global clout. But this bold move, driven by an interim government, raises questions about legitimacy and long-term stability. The shift could face opposition from other political factions, or be reversed by future governments. Bangladesh is trading stability for rapid growth and global prominence, a high-stakes gamble. The decision has redrawn South Asia's geopolitical lines, forcing neighbors and global powers to respond. The world is watching to see if Bangladesh's bet pays off. Bangladesh and China have entered a new phase, deep economic and technological integration. 7 new agreements signed in Beijing focus on 5G, AI, and fintech, embedding Chinese tech into Bangladesh's economy. The goal: leapfrog traditional development stages and build a knowledge-based, digital economy. Chinese technology is transforming sectors from agriculture to finance, aiming to create sustainable growth. By joining China's digital Silk Road, Bangladesh seeks a competitive edge in the region. This partnership promises not just infrastructure, but the digital backbone of a modern nation. However, it also deepens Bangladesh's dependence on Beijing, tying its future to China's fortunes. The next chapter is being written in code and data, not just concrete and steel. Bangladesh's pivot to China brings opportunity but also significant risks. The Bay of Bengal is now a stage for great power rivalry, and Dhaka risks being caught in the crossfire. Chinese loans, while fueling growth, can lead to debt dependency and reduced economic sovereignty. Over-reliance on Beijing could leave Bangladesh vulnerable to shifts in China's priorities or economic downturns. The strategic shift is happening amid political uncertainty, with an interim government lacking broad public support. This creates the risk of instability and policy reversals. Bangladesh must balance the benefits of Chinese partnership with the need for strategic autonomy. Diversifying partnerships and strengthening institutions are crucial for long-term success. The nation's future depends on wise navigation of this complex new landscape. Bangladesh stands at a crossroads, transformed by Chinese investment and facing a new regional reality. Modern infrastructure and digital networks have fueled its rise, but the cost is growing dependence on Beijing. Relations with India are strained, and the US is watching closely. The challenge: pursue growth without sacrificing sovereignty or strategic independence. Bangladesh's leaders must balance Chinese opportunities with healthy ties to India and the West. The nation's success will be measured by its ability to make wise, independent choices. The next chapter will define not just Bangladesh's future, but the balance of power in South Asia.